When you need to build up your team to handle the growing chaos at work, use Indeed Sponsored Jobs. It gives your job post the boost it needs to be seen and helps reach people with the right skills, certifications, and more. Spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. That's Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need a hiring hero? This is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs.
This spring, Uber Eats has you covered. Whether you're celebrating mom, dad, or your favorite grad, not all of us are great planners, and with the Uber Eats gift hub, you don't have to be. Send flowers, perfume, champagne, or just their favorite meal straight to their door. Gifts arrive in as little as 25 minutes, and you can add a personalized video message for that additional so-not-last-minute touch. So this spring, get a leg up on gift giving with Uber Eats. Last-minute gifts that land every time. Must be 21 or older to purchase alcohol. Product availability varies per region. See app for details.
What up? It's Interview Style, where we talk about movies or whatever. Iris, the dreaded why. Probably last came up in Marty Supreme.
Sounds about right.
What is the dreaded why?
So I was all jazzed up about Marty Supreme. It wasn't the premiere, but I went to, I suppose you could call it a premiere. Gwyneth Paltrow was there, Tyler the Creator, Timmy Shammy in the tangerine orange suit, and Kylie Jenner sporting the matching dress. You know, the movie is unrelenting, kind of stressful, a little bit exhilarating. I had a great time. I was super stoked. And then 1 or 2 days later, I felt a little hollow. I found myself asking, just why? Why? Why Marty Supreme? Why tell that movie? It's a little bit like Academy Award winning The Brutalist. You go through all of that drama, all of that trouble, hardships, and maybe it's supposed to be exulting, and then you find out it's completely fictional, and you're just kind of like, why? Which is what I think you're getting at, the dreaded why. When a movie leaves you feeling less than satisfied somehow.
You called it the kiss of death for movies.
I mean, really, because if you're asking why, it means that a movie hasn't connected with you on a universally human level. Because it's only movies that one doesn't relate to that causes one to ask why.
So by that rationale, even a fractured story or an unpredictable story that's maybe more uplifting, or at least that you could relate to on some level, like Forrest Gump, which I didn't fail to compare Marty Supreme to. Less why for a movie like Forrest Gump, which spans history and has lots of influence over historic events, but every chapter he does something totally random and you're like, what?
Although you feel sad, you're still somehow, your spirit is still lifted at the end. You're not left with hanging questions about the Forrest Gump character and his motivations. They're pretty pure. And I think maybe relatable or even aspirational. Could it be, and now we're just working this out in real time, could it be that you're more likely to ask the why question if a movie ends on a negative note?
I don't think so.
People don't know how to feel about Marty Mauser.
I can't help but think of Coen Brothers films, 2 in particular, both of which we covered, are so open-ended and so bleak. And they end and you're like, oh, that's it? And you feel unresolved and your mind is spinning and there has nowhere for it to go. And one of them even it claims to be a true story, at least on screen. We know that it's not. They admitted that it's not, but those maybe are not as ambitious, so to speak. They're relatively small stories in small towns, not meant to be ambitious, obviously emotional, button-pushing type movies. You're supposed to cheer and soar when Marty faces down his opponent or cons his way or finds a clever out to a situation in which he's trapped. You're like, look how enterprising and clever Marty is. The opposite for Forrest Gump. And maybe for these other stories where people dig themselves in holes and can't get out. And the movie's just as bleak as you expect. There's no question of why, even if it's not a true story. It's hard for me to correlate because certain movies very clearly evoke the question why, and others that are so open-ended don't. Not saying we have the answers. I'm just saying the dreaded why exists, and we dread when it hits. And I feel kind of bad for the filmmakers when my ultimate response to a movie that sometimes costs hundreds of millions of dollars is, okay, but why? Like, that's crappy.
Yeah. I think it comes down to there's some primal human experience that we connect with in a movie or that we learn from a movie that scratches some itch or satisfies some expectation that we have when we sit down and invest our time into a movie. I think if we learn something, if we're changed, if we're moved, if we understand ourselves or the world around us better, we're a lot less likely to ask the dreaded why.
Is it just our perception or the mood that we're in, or how maybe we weren't in a position to receive that movie as intended? Or are the whys absolute? Like, is a dreaded why movie a dreaded why movie no matter what?
I don't think so.
Or do you think it's subject to our emotional...
I think it's relative. I think it's relative not only to who you are in time and space, but from person to person, right? Because there's certainly movies that people connect with on a deeper level than you do, and maybe you don't understand that, but you don't begrudge a person that.
Begrudge is an interesting word, and unfortunately it's a label that you slap on a movie sometimes that's really hard to peel off. Let us know your favorite dreaded why movie. Is there a movie that when you watch it, you go through the whole journey and then unfortunately you're like, but why? Let us know, or orwhatevermovies@gmail.com.
And check out our discussions on Marty Supreme, No Country for Old Men, Fargo. Did we cover Fargo?
The ones that I was talking about.
The Brutalist, or orwhatevermovies.com, or wherever you get podcasts.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Hey guys, it's Miriam Love here, and I want to share something very special with you. Check out my new release, All In, the Spanish remixes, out now on Electric House Records. And always remember, be love, share love, all love.
Available now wherever you listen to music.
Hi, I'm Lessa Cadet, host of Her Extraordinary Life by Design podcast, where we celebrate women who are shaping their lives one extraordinary day at a time. I speak with women from all over the world about what they do and how they are passionately pursuing their dreams and creating meaningful impacts on their communities. So come join us and learn about all there is to learn about these extraordinary women.
Electric House.